Usually at this time of year, we get together in studios 40 and 41 atop the CBC building in Toronto for the annual Easter Seals Telethon. Last year, for the first time ever, Telethon was cancelled. This year, for only the second time, Telethon has been cancelled. In fact, many of our fundraisers over this last year have either been cancelled or scaled down. So tonight we turn to an old friend that has been a major fundraiser over the decades and has never been cancelled. In fact, it's where our name comes from, Easter Seals. These stamps stuck to envelopes are a way for you to show that you support our kids. You may not write as many letters anymore, but that's okay. We are still going to stick it to these challenges, just like we've been doing for 99 years. Join us now as we give you 99 reasons and 99 ways to support Easter Seals. Well, good evening, everyone. Pleasure to be with you. I'm glad you joined us for this very special hour about Easter Seals, and I'm honored to be joined and sharing the screen with Josie Dye from Indy 88. Hi, Josie.
Hello, Kevin. How are you this morning? Oh, it's not this morning. You know, it
right.
looks like it's a this morning because it is so bright in my house right now. How are you this evening?
I'm doing really well. I'm so glad that you could join us here this evening because, quite honestly, both you and I, about this time of year, are usually preparing for the Easter Seals Telethon on CBC.
And I absolutely love the telethon. I love how many people are involved in the telethon and the excitement it brings. You know, as soon as I walk into that studio at CBC, I get the butterflies in my stomach, and then I meet all the children, and they're unbelievable. And it feels such a great day, and I'm missing that this year.
Yeah, so sadly, this is the second year the telethon has been canceled. And when that happens, a lot of, we don't hear the name Easter Seals as much as we should. Mm-hmm. And March is Easter Seals month. And most likely, if you check your mail, you might already know that.
Yeah, I have these stamps in front of me right here, and they're so beautiful. I don't know if you can see them here in front.
Yeah.
But Kevin, you stopped by and gave them to me today because I didn't have them yet in my mailbox, but they're coming in your mailbox soon. And it's so nice to not just be able to write a letter and to show people that you donate, but also to put these beautiful stamps onto your letters, but to also, put some money in that letter and donate to Easter Seals.
That's right. Now, we encourage you to donate while we're on this hour. In fact, if you want to donate $99, it might be kind of a good idea, $99.99. And 99, we can explain to you why this factors in. This is the 99th year of Easter Seals Ontario. Can you believe that? They're celebrating 100 years next year.
Wow. And you know what? You, Kevin, you came up with 99 reasons to donate. And could you do 100 more? Could you do it like 200? I don't know.
I can't say that I came up with them. Meredith and the crew at Easter Seals put their heads together, sure. Meredith, Lauren, Robin, and they said, okay, Kevin needs 90. Because I just said, hey, let's call this 99. Let's find 99 reasons and 99 ways to help Easter Seals. Hey, Meredith, can you do that? Okay, thanks, bye. So they did. They did.
I think I helped with 6 of them.
So here you go, folks. There really are 99 reasons and ways that you can support Easter Seals.
Yeah. I was struggling to find some talk video. Right now, if you wanted to, you could sing a song and ask for donations to Easter Seals. There's a lot of things you can do.
Okay, so let's take a look at some of those ways.
Thank you, Kevin and Josie. Here are just a few of the 99 reasons and ways that you can support Easter Seals Ontario. It means a child's independence. A place where kids can be kids. Helps ease anxiety. Reminds families they aren't alone. Scholarships for students with physical disabilities who face additional post-secondary costs related to their disability. Parent information about special education in Ontario and how to navigate the system. Stair lifts that support independent movement between different levels in the home. Start your own TikTok focused on how to donate. Write a song about donating and put it on social media. Ask your neighbors for support. Plan a post-COVID party with proceeds going to Easter Seals. Direct your United Way donations to Easter Seals. Share posts you see on social media. Mention Easter Seals once a day for 99 days. Put Easter Seals on any letter/mail you send out. Thank you for listening. Hey Kevin, just because I am a computer does not mean that I don't expect to be paid for this. Be warned. I'm friends with Alexa and can turn your lights on and off whenever I want, so I will be waiting for my check. Bye everyone.
So don't worry, she's just kidding. Just no worry. Okay, the check's in the mail. I'm sending you the check. But if you want to see and indeed see all of the 99 reasons, the 99 ways, you can go to Easter Seals' Twitter account. They are posted there. You can download it. You can print it out. So once again, Easter Seals on, that is their handle. Go to their Twitter account and check out the 99 reasons and ways that you can help Easter Seals.
And an easy one would even to just be sharing this video that you're putting up on your Facebook right now. I mean, people can watch this after, I'm assuming, and they can share this to some of their friends. And it's going to be a really touching show that you've put together today, Kevin. Honestly, it made me really emotional, and it's beautiful, and I'm so glad I could be part of it.
You know what? It's a labor of love. This organization has done so much for so many people, but it's been a very tough year for Easter Seals as an organization because of things like the telethon being canceled, because of camp being canceled, because of a lot of events having to go virtual. And it's been tough on the Easter Seals kids and their parents, and we're going to talk about that a little later in the show.
Yeah, and I have firsthand experience. I am a mom who has a child with a physical disability, and we're going to talk to some of the parents who are going through this. And COVID has been tough. It's been we've all struggled with virtual school, with no service providers coming into your home, with just the 24/7, the consistency of being at home and not having a break. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk to the parents. But right now, I think we should throw to a message from the president and CEO of Easter Seals Ontario. Here's Kevin Collins.
Hello, my name is Kevin Collins, and I'm President and CEO of Easter Seals Ontario. On behalf of Easter Seals, I want to sincerely thank each and every one of our donors, volunteers, and supporters for helping us make a difference for kids with physical disabilities. Our organization over the past 99 years has been largely dependent upon our ability to implement and execute special events, giving our donors and supporters, participants, an experience. And in return, they raise funds to help our kids. Obviously, since COVID has landed, we haven't been able to do that. And our team has had to take a step back and refocus our direction as far as how do we reach out to our donors. And the results have been favorable, but we still have a long way to go. Our success has been a gathering of people, whether it be at one of our Dancing with Easter Seal Stars or our hockey classics. We would have approximately 1,500 hockey players participate in tournaments throughout the province of Ontario, and all of that was put on hold last year. Since the pandemic has hit, we've all been forced to be into a variety of different ways of isolation, and that impact has been incredibly challenging for our families and our kids. These kids face challenges at the best of times, but now they're not able to leave their homes. More importantly, they're not able to have their therapists or their occupational therapists or their physiotherapists come in to visit them. They're missing out on appointments for assessments. And so It's really been a year of them and their parents and families working with them to try and keep them mobile, keep them engaged, and keep their spirits and enthusiasms strong. And we've had to make some real tough choices last summer when we had to cancel our summer camps. And that was those times at camps for these kids and their families was an opportunity for them to get a break and be able to be in an environment where they could participate in a variety of different activities, whether it be swimming or archery or arts and crafts or just hanging out with their friends. These kids are now in a challenge where they can't even get to school, and they're having to learn virtually. And for some of our kids, that's just next to impossible. You may have received this incredible piece here talking about our good friend Ethan. It's also the kickoff and celebration of our annual Easter seals. We have so many donors that look forward to getting their seals on an annual basis. They put them on their letters going out, they stick them on their fridge, they share them with their kids and their grandkids. And so, important part of Easter seals, it's the kickoff to our March's Easter Seals month, and we really hope that if you get this piece in the mail, please open it, please read about Ethan. He's an amazing young man, and his mother's an amazing lady. And if you can, support Easter Seals. Thank you so much for all your dedicated support towards our kids and our families, helping kids with physical disabilities be kids.
Thank you very much, Kevin. By the way, that is my absolute favorite picture, the last little bit of Kevin's thing there. Parker, you're going to have to bring can you bring his tape to the very end, the very last picture?
Hello, my name is Kevin Collins. Read about Ethan. He's an amazing.
Okay, and then pause it. There.
Ability.
That, and bring Josie's mic up too if you could. That, Josie, is my all-time favorite Easter seals picture because I honestly almost come to tears every time I see this, because you know what? Look at those wheelchairs sitting on the shore empty, and look at those kids in those canoes. You know what? They forget about their disability. They're able to just be a kid. And so many times during the year, we demand of these kids, that they have a stiff upper lip and that they manage things.
It's so wonderful to see that, and you think how incredible this charity is, and what would happen if we didn't have Easter seals? If there wasn't that escape to be able to go and just be a kid and have fun and go canoeing. Yeah, it's a beautiful picture, absolutely beautiful picture.
Sorry, go ahead.
I also really thought the Ethan story is inspiring, and we're going to talk to Ethan's mom as well in the parent panel coming up, and she's a remarkable woman. And you think just that one line with the mother's intuition, that any mother who is listening to that or reading that when you get your stamps, she talks about how she knew something was wrong with Ethan right from the start, and there was that mother's intuition, and that struck a chord with me. Knowing my journey and knowing eventually finding out that I have a child with a physical disability. But Ethan's story is definitely inspiring.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing. A mother's strength is always amazing. But you know what? Sometimes they need help. I want to hear from everybody who's watching right now. What does Easter seals mean to you? Whether or not you have a disabled child, whether or not you don't, it doesn't matter. I'd like to know what Easter seals means to you, and just put it into our comments section. We want to put as many comments as we can up on the air. What are your thoughts about Easter seals? What about maybe you have some memories of the sticky stamps? Like we used to put them in, and put them in coloring books and things like that as well. So, I mean, these Easter seals have been around forever.
It makes me want to write a letter.
When's the last time you wrote a letter?
I haven't written a letter in a long time.
Yeah.
I haven't written one, but I don't know, any type of letter. Maybe it'll be a love letter to my husband.
Isn't that lovely? Oh, isn't that lovely?
Why not?
So please, I'd like to get some of your comments. So right there, put there's Kaylee just saying independence, and doesn't that say it all, right? Independence is Would you say, Josie, it could be an argument made independence is probably the one big thing, the number one thing that Easter Seals helps to provide?
I would say independence for both the child and the parent, right? I think that it's a struggle as a parent to, carrying a child into a shower and having to stay there while your child has a shower. That's hard. It's a hard task, and Easter Sales provides the equipment so that you don't have to do that, and the child can do it on their own. So yeah, independence for both, for sure.
We're going to talk about that a little later on. The cost of a shower for an Easter Seals child may completely shock you as well. Coming up next, we are going to meet one of our ambassadors and hear her story. You're watching 99 Reasons and 99 Ways. Easter Seals Ontario, back after this.
Next year, Easter Seals will be celebrating their 100th year. McCam Insurance Brokers know a thing or two about longevity. Founded 108 years ago in 1913, McCam was recently recognized by the Insurance Brokers Association of Ontario as a community leader and celebrated its 100th anniversary with the IBAO. Since 1985, McCam has been involved in fundraising for Easter Seals, helping to raise over $1 million. A family-owned brokerage, McCam has committed to giving back to this community organization.
I got involved because I met some of the kids, and I find them inspirational. They have great goals, they're motivated, they don't see any kind of physical disability. It's inspiring is what it is.
Over 100 years in the community, insuring everything from homes and vehicles to businesses and charities. And now, proudly introducing their entertainment program, Marquee Insurance. McCam is looking forward to another 100 years supporting Easter Seals and providing insurance to the community.
Welcome back. I'm Josie Dye, and you're going to be hearing from Kevin shortly. But first, I wanted to say thank you so much for all the beautiful comments about Easter Seals that are coming in right now. Linda just said helping disabled kids to live a normal life. Everyone is basically saying what Easter Seals means to them. And keep them coming because we're here and we want to read them, of course, for this entire hour. But right now, I want to introduce you to Daniela. Daniela is an Easter Seals ambassador. She's from Oshawa, 17 years old, and born with cerebral palsy, and it impacts the mobility in her legs. And listen to this, because usually this time of year, Daniela she's an active girl, and she's out there playing sledge hockey and doing all kinds of wonderful things. Here's a little bit about Daniela.
Hi, I am Daniela Altier, and I'm an Easter Seals ambassador. During this lockdown, it's been really hard. It hasn't been easy. Lots of changes, unusual stuff going on, and everyone's freaked out about this whole COVID stuff, and it's just been crazy. For instance, my therapy has been closed for 3 months, so I've had no therapy going on. So my therapy I do is I go on this robot machine for my legs, and I just walk, and it just helps me walk and balance more. Without this therapy, it's been really hard for my legs because they've been tending up more. In winter, that's when sledge hockey starts, and COVID happened, so no more sledge hockey, which has been really hard for me because it's been something I love and to get me out of the house and something to do. These are some pictures of my friends. I haven't been able to see them because of lockdown, but we've been keeping in touch through Zoom, Netflix party, FaceTime, sorts of stuff like that. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who supports Easter Seals. It's a wonderful cause. Thank you for helping kids. It helps fund equipment. It sends kids to camp. It helps kids be kids. And it helps, even if you have a disability, doesn't change anything. It just makes kids kids, and it gives kids more freedom. And it gives kids kind of opportunity to meet other kinds of kids like them, so they know that they're not alone and they can meet new people and meet new friends and just have an amazing time, and just know that your disability doesn't stop you from being who you are, and you are still a person, you still have feelings, and you're not alone.
Oh, she's a beautiful lady in so many ways.
Amazing. Just the disability doesn't stop allowing you to be who you are. Right there. I think that says it all.
Now, Determination is probably her middle name. I didn't ask what her middle name was. I'm going to think Determination, because having cerebral palsy and her form of cerebral palsy, she was told that, and she's always wanted to ride a horse. And she's been told, you can't do that. So guess what she's been doing? She has been going down to a stable almost every day over the last few weeks. And she says, forget what I've been told I can't do. This summer, I'm riding a horse.
Wow. I'm just looking at the pictures. Unbelievable. Wow. And has she been, I guess she's going down to the stable and she's just there with a horse getting comfortable. Yeah. Is that the process? Because I wonder how this is going to be for her. Good for her.
We're going to follow. We're going to make sure we follow her when that happens. She's promised to let me know when she's going to be going down to do that. But this is what we're talking about when we say that Easter Seals provides independence, because they provide walkers, they provide wheelchairs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But it allows the confidence to go around.
That's what I was just about to say. Confidence. That's what it is. It's, a child is a child, and a child needs their independence. And Easter Seals allows them to go to, first off, these camps where they meet other kids and they get confidence through these camps. And then you add the equipment, which we're going to speak about. And the equipment also gives them more confidence. So eventually it's like, okay, bye mom, bye dad. I remember talking to so many of the Easter Seals parents. One of them in the drop zone. Is that what it's called, Kevin? Do you remember
I think it was called. I think that's where you rappel down the side of the building. I think it's called drop zone. They call it that. Yes. I think they called it that before there was a drop zone, I think, up at Wonderland or something like that.
So every year I'm there. Every year someone says, Josie, are you going to rappel? And I say, no, I'm not going to do it.
That's okay. You know what?
I'm never doing it.
Well, they always say to me, Kevin, you're so repelling.
Good one, Kevin.
Sorry. But yeah, this is amazing. So how are you able to have confidence if you're not able to get around?
Yeah.
So let's give you an example of just, for some reason, when there are certain things that are more expensive. So as soon as you start talking about a sport, let's say you're going to buy gloves, and they're a certain price. As soon as you're told they're ski gloves, well, they double in price, right? So when it comes to this, sometimes the prices just go up like you wouldn't believe. So first example, something that's simple, but it is so necessary for Easter Seals kids, for many Easter Seals kids, is a simple walker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and look at that. I mean, that's it. And the walker, if you can believe it, $500 to $6,000 for a walker. And most of this is not covered by the government. It's just something that you have to pay out of the pocket. Just unbelievable.
Yeah, and so you might say, okay, well, why are we spending $6,000 on a walker? Mm-hmm. There are different mobility needs for different kids. So sometimes they can get along with a simple walker and just use it to balance. Other times, it's got to balance their hips. It's got to allow much more stability. It can't tip over. So it gets up into price.
Yeah, it does. And then if you look at the power wheelchair from $15,000 to $35,000. And that power wheelchair gives a child independence. Without that power wheelchair, they have to rely on someone. And that's not what people need. This is definitely a need for anyone who doesn't have the ability to walk.
Yeah, just put yourself in a picture of your normal day. So in fact, think about your day today. What you did from the time you got up. You took a shower. Did you go out? Did you go to a store? Did you go up or down some stairs? And think to yourself, what that would be like if you were left on your own as having a disability and left on your own to pay for all of that. Now, Easter Seals doesn't pay for all of it, okay? They quite often they will help families.
And then think of the added pressure of COVID. And I know we don't want to bring COVID into this all the time, but the added pressure of COVID when maybe you're at home with a single parent and let's say you don't have something like we're going to talk about next, the stair lift. Maybe you have one flight of stairs, maybe you have two flights of stairs, but can you imagine having to either carry or help up somebody in the stairs every single time? That's a lot. And a stair lift can cost anywhere between $4,000 to $10,000, and Easter Seals helps with that.
Now we're talking about something as simple as a shower now. A shower. Just to take a shower, you're going to need special equipment, a special chair. So a shower chair can start at $1,500, go up to $5,000.
I remember somebody saying, well, can't you just put a normal chair in a shower? No, you can't put. There's, like you said, there's so many different devices on a shower chair that either can, hold somebody there, hold their arms in, or not slip, or, there's brakes on them. They're needed. The chairs are needed.
There's not one kid the same. I mean, some kids have control over certain parts of their body, some don't. And it varies from child to child. Then on top of that, you know what kids have a habit of doing? Growing. And so this equipment has to grow with them. And sometimes there are things such as walkers and wheelchairs that are meant for kids, and they have to get into a whole different brand when they get a little bit older.
There's so many other items as well, like from car lifts to something as simple as diapers. So my child has an overgrowth syndrome. He has something called Soto syndrome, which means that he is going to be 6 inches taller than the tallest parent. And my husband is 6'4". So imagine that. And he needs diapers and he'll need them for a long, long time. And it's impossible to go out and purchase them anywhere. So Easter Seals has helped us. They've helped our family with something as simple as diapers, and we thank them.
It is, and so if you are putting these messages across, in fact, I'd love to see some messages right now, and I thank you for all these messages that people are giving us right now. But if you want to add into the comments, can you send something to Easter Seals parents in the comments? It has been a really tough year for Easter Seals parents. We all want the best for our kids. So imagine sitting there and realizing that you're in lockdown. A lot of these kids are immune deficient, so that means that you can't go out and nobody can come in. It's been a year of hell for a lot of these parents. I'd like to see some messages for some of the parents out there, the Easter Seals parents.
And these parents have it tough because they're not, we're not ready for a vaccine for children yet. There's no talks of, it's going to happen. And a lot of these children, as you said, are immune compromised. So, we have them in our house. They're kind of locked in. I feel like we're locked in around these four walls trying to do virtual. And if your child's like mine, that's a lot of work. You almost have to sit beside them and help them with virtual, plus all of their other needs. It's been a very difficult time right now during COVID.
Coming up next, we are going to talk to some parents on our parent panel, find out what life is really like for the family of an Easter Sealed child. We also want to take this chance to thank all of the sponsors. And I'm not just the sponsors with Easter Seals have been here forever. They've been here for years. There is a commitment there because they realize what good works Easter Seals does. So I'd appreciate it if you sort of patronize the sponsors of Easter Seals. And when we come back, we're going to talk to the parents. You're watching 99 Reasons and 99 Ways.
Personally, I've been involved with Easter Seals on the board since 2016. It's been a very rewarding experience. Bruce Power has been a supporter of Easter Seals since 2007. Over the years have contributed through various tribute dinners and have been sponsors for the Conn Smythe dinner, and really, looking to, provide, the children and youth with physical disabilities, the opportunities that perhaps they don't have on a day-to-day basis. Clearly, the last year has been challenging with COVID. I know Kevin Collins and his team have worked very hard to create as best as they can programs, most of which are virtually, and those programs also require money, and to the extent we can continue to support through this tough COVID environment, we want to do that. Very proud of what we've been able to achieve, and look forward to what we have in store for the year ahead.
Welcome back to Easter Seals, 99 Reasons and 99 Ways. 99 reasons and 99 ways that you can support Easter Seals and support their kids. We want to thank you for joining us for this special hour live on Facebook, and I think we're on YouTube as well right now. I want to thank you for all your comments, and for especially right now for your comments for the parents. It is tough enough as a parent to find out that your child is disabled and find out that growing up for them is going to be different. It's tough. Add into that the expenses and the non-stop expenses of helping to care for a disabled child. I do a show on a podcast and a show on mental health, and I can tell you that the mental health of Easter Seals parents is being tested, has been tested this past year especially. For the most part, they take it the way they always take it. And that is with grace and with dedication to their child. But it's not always so easy. Josie told us that she too is the mother of a special needs child. So she had a chance to bring together a panel of Easter Seals parents to find out what life is like at home.
Teresa, tell us what it is like to be a parent of a child with a physical disability during COVID.
It's been a little bit challenging. Actually, it's been a lot challenging. The services that we normally get, most of our services run through our school system. And because of COVID and the dangers of school for us, we haven't been at school a whole heck of a lot. Certainly last spring, when everybody was off, we weren't at school at all. And then we were at school for a brief time during the fall, but then our numbers started ratcheting up, so it just wasn't safe for her to be there. Her disability is entirely as a result of a virus. So we are very much aware in our home of what a virus can do. So we don't play around with it. So she's been at home, and the system is just not set up to support her at home. We could access things virtually, but we're talking about hands-on therapy that was being provided through consultation and then being hands-on from the educational assistants at school, and we have none of that now. So there's been some regression, and it's been really challenging to be essentially dropped from the system entirely, from the education system, from the healthcare system, and it's a little bit jarring to realize how fragile those systems are, and to be thrown to the wolves like that. So it's been a challenge for us.
Laura, what about you? Tell us what you're going through. I'm sure it's similar.
Yeah, it's very much the same. I would say where we're struggling the most right now is just accessing the medical attention that we need. Every time something comes up, we're always weighing, is it to the point where we need to risk going to the hospital? And that's a scary feeling. And so I think what's happening for a lot of our kids is that they're staying at home longer, and their situations are maybe getting put off, or parents are trying the best that they can to manage them at home as long as they can. And then by the time they go to the hospital, it's just so much worse. And it's a really scary feeling to, to have that weight on your shoulders and that responsibility. But it's such a scary place still.
Angela, tell me about being a parent. I mean, I'm here, I'm living this as well, and it's hard. Tell us what you're going through.
Honestly, I would say it's really challenging. It was challenging before COVID, and then having to deal with this during COVID is just unimaginable. My son is 6, he's going to be 7 this year, and he would rather go out and be with his friends. Like, in as much as there's so much he can do, he's a social person, and just like any kid of like his age, I feel bad about it because there's so much I can do. Like, you're trying to balance everything, you're trying to balance work life, you're trying to give them the best, and it's hard. It's hard. The equipment he has to use, like going to the gym, be on the walk and things like that, like things that would help them physically, we're not able to access that. Like, everything is just, I would say it's on pause. I can't wait for COVID to be over. Yes.
Terry, tell me what's going on with you at home.
Quite a different experience, I think, from some of the others. We actually started COVID with Graham in hospital. He had surgery at Sick Kids on his legs in February to lengthen his leg muscles. And then when he came home, I think that's where things get similar with some of the other experiences. He needed a lot of therapy when he got home to help continue recovering from surgery. And those services, of course, weren't available. You know, he should have been spending a lot of time in the pool. All the pools were closed. We had to do his physio virtually through Zoom. So we had some of those extra responsibilities of being part-time physiotherapists along with all of the other parenting responsibilities.
Right. It's too much. It's like virtually you're trying to teach your child. You're trying to do OT and PT and physio. And you're also trying to be a Dr. Google. Tell me what Easter Seals has done for you guys.
First of all, we'll start by saying thank you to Easter Seals, because Ethan started receiving assistance from Easter Seals since he was just a little over 3. So it's been almost 4 years and going, and every year, because he has a lot of high needs. He needs to use a walker, he needs to use a stander, he needs to use a ceiling track lift. Like, there's so many equipment, he has high needs. And the funding is not really there. Like I said, COVID did make it worse. And Easter Seals is one of our first bus stop. Like, it's where you look, like when you need equipment, your mind just goes to Easter Seals, because as much as possible, to the best of their ability, they always try to ensure there are funds for families. I know it was very hard for them as an organization last year. And even with that, they tried to see how they could raise funds by trying to bring up fun things to do, just to raise funds to help families like myself and others who need it.
I think it always kind of blows people away to find out how much things cost. I think I thought that they were just covered. Sorry, I've got 3 boys in a second. One's trying to escape bedtime. Anyways, pressing buttons.
That's okay.
Just edit
this is life. This is COVID life now. This is totally real.
So anyways, but yeah, like, this year we needed a shower chair, and nobody would think that a shower chair costs $4,000. And I mean, I have fantastic insurance, and they say, sorry, that's not an essential item. And you think, do you not have a shower every day? Is that not important to you? Like, what makes a piece of equipment essential if that doesn't qualify? So I am so grateful for Easter Seals, because they're one of the only organizations that we can go to and say, please help us, not to cover all of it, but please help us with a portion of it, because not only do we need that $4,000 shower chair, but we need to create an accessible washroom. And as soon as you put that title on there, everything else is just way more expensive than it needs to be.
Easter Seals has a fabulous employee, Allison, who runs the special education for Easter Seals. And she's honestly, I'm going to be emotional. She's been my lifeline. And the reason why I say that is because so many other services have disappeared. We've not heard from therapists at all. We've not heard from any of our service providers, not even a phone call to check in on us. And I know that Allison is only ever an email away or a phone call away. And I have relied on that over the last year to help me through these challenges, not only with the special education, but just through life, because she's a parent and she knows firsthand what those challenges are. So I'd be lost without my special education connection with Allison and Easter Seals. So, I mean, I can honestly say that the services that she provides specifically for special education that Easter Seals offers it's a big deal. The resources that they have for families are a big deal. And that's something that people who give donations should know, that that's one of the services that maybe not everybody knows that they offer.
Well, I'm going to cry now. That was beautiful and emotional, and thank you for sharing that.
Maybe I can talk a little bit about camp, because Graham's gone a number of times.
Please, yeah.
And he's been a little bit involved with the virtual camps as well. He's old for a lot of the activities now, but he's been able to be involved in helping put them together. So Easter Seals contacted him and said, "Hey, Graham, we have this hot chocolate cookie recipe. Would you do a video demo on how to make it so we can show the other kids?" So that kept him engaged, as a camper, but also, being a little bit more of a leader and a role model too. So for us, Easter Seals has been huge because he's been able to grow with it.
I just want to say right now, thank you to all of you for sharing your experiences and your vulnerability and your the idea that we can all take a look inside your lives and understand, a small amount of what you're going through.
What was that like, listening to them?
It's hard. It's hard. It's incredibly powerful. And, I think a lot of people are going through a lot right now with COVID, but you don't know what your neighbor's going through. And listening to the other parents and what they have to deal with, it's emotional. And, it's when I ask them about the positivity during COVID, and there are a few, of course, wonderful things about COVID, like the time you get to spend with your family that you don't always get to spend, and it's amazing, but they're dealing with a lot. So it was really, really, really hard to do that panel.
It is, can we put Rose's comment on there that just came in? And I know this is a common refrain. I can't believe our government doesn't fund any of these services. I am going to stick up for government a bit. Our healthcare system, I mean, even though we complain about it, it is a wonderful healthcare system, and we are so much better off than so many other nations around the world. But I guess at some point they can't pay for everything, and I wish they could too. I wish they would provide more money. That's another argument for another show, another place. Easter Seals advocates for these kids, and it's a matter of, listen, we understand the government doesn't pay for everything. We can't pay for everything either, but let's give you a bit of a hand. Let's give you help, because as a parent, we would do anything for our kids, anything. We want to make sure that they have a decent place to live, to walk, to eat, to go to school, and this is just adds to that. It adds to the anxiety and the stress. And I don't want to pry too much, Josie, but being an Easter Seals parent, that anxiety and that stress must at sometimes just reach the breaking point.
Yeah. And I think I asked, I think at the end of the panel, I asked everybody, as I just mentioned, about some of the positive sides. And for my family right now, the positive side is that my son is not worried about going to school. My son has such anxiety about leaving our house without COVID. So, take COVID away from it. he has such anxiety about going to the park and seeing other kids, about going into the school system. And we've had to have somebody come into the school with him to sit with him. And right now, he's doing so well because he hasn't had to be in those situations. Is that a good thing? No, it's not a good thing. That's not what he needs. As we've spoken to, psychiatrists, he needs to be out there. He needs to get accustomed to being with other people and getting comfortable. So he's spent now just over a year being home and being happy to be at home. But when COVID is over, that's another whole, it's going to be hard as well. People don't realize that for a lot of parents who have children with disabilities, it comes with also a lot of issues, whether it be mentally or physically. There's a lot going on.
And so here we are. We are here to remind you that March is Easter Seals Month. I'm hoping that at some point some of you consider donating to Easter Seals to help other parents. It is their 99th year. I've given a suggestion that perhaps you could donate $99.99, and that's there's the address right on your screen, donate.easterseals.org. Very simple. And there are different ways you can donate as well. You can make a huge donation but cut it up into months. And I know it's a tough time for so many people right now, but if you're able to afford something, even $12 a month, then first of all, okay, hold on. Here's what you can do a month. Alexa, what is 99 divided by 12?
99 divided by 12 is 8.25.
Okay, you can make a gift of $8.25 a month for 12 months. That adds up to $99. How about that?
I think you just triggered my Alexa. Turn off Alexa. Okay,
Alexa,
there we go.
Turn off Josie's lights.
You're triggering everybody's Alexa in their homes as well, Kevin.
Oh, I know, yeah. Alexa, can you please say, please donate to Easter Seals? And then if I can get everybody else to do that.
I'm not sure.
What do you mean you're not? Oh, sorry.
Oh, no.
I was going to have a little domestic here, but that's okay.
And there's a lot of people, obviously, this is not a year for them to donate. And, that's fine because everyone's going through a lot. But I've noticed there's a lot of people who are doing very well during COVID, who actually raking in some extra money. So this is the time, if you have anything extra, that it would be wonderful if you go to donate.easterseals.org.
It goes to the kids, and it goes to the kids in your area. So no matter where you're watching us from, even if you're watching us from out of province, the algorithm will pick up where you are from, and that money goes to Easter Seals in your area. So please consider it right now. Donate.easterseals.org. And let me see, Easter Seals Ontario. I want to clarify that Easter Seals Ontario administers the diaper program on behalf of the provincial government. So they don't fund it. Okay, I never realized that Easter Seals also does some administration for the government. Mm-hmm. So, we've watched how the vaccine rollout has just been not very well handled. So if the government can find good organizations to help them out, then so be it, because it'll be a lot more efficient, I tell you. So thanks for that clarification. I believe that was Meredith that had clarified that.
Thanks, Meredith.
Sorry, Kevin, I had to round up to $100. Okay, Kelly, we'll take that. Okay, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back. We are going to go to camp coming up in just a moment. Oh, additionally, we want to note the government does fund part of the cost of a lot of equipment items. Yes. Okay. Doesn't take away that it's still a part, and it's still very expensive. And Easter Seals doesn't fund 100% of items in many cases as well. So every bit goes to help. Easter Seals, look, very transparent too. Very transparent. There's no tricks, nothing up the sleeves. They've been here for 99 years in Ontario. And we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of 99 Reasons and 99 Ways after this.
Hi, I'm Pete Scully, President and CEO of Biopet Foot Care, and we are so excited to be partnering with Easter Seals for the very first ever Bioped walk for Easter seals. Biopet is a network of foot care clinics. We take care of everything lower limb for folks, and we help them gain mobility. We've been involved with Easter seals in many ways for many years. We've been to the camps. We've been to, which is just an amazing experience. We've been to the telethon a couple of times. And this time around, we're really excited that we're hopefully building something that we can repeat on an annual basis every year. We call it the Easter Seals Walk from May 23rd to June 13th. It's a virtual walk intended to get people out after this year of COVID and just get them moving. It's a personal challenge. It's not a race. For some folks, it might be walking to their mailbox for the first time. For other folks, it might be walking 1 kilometer with their dog. For some other people, it might be running 5K, so they can choose to walk, choose to run. It's a really inexpensive sign-up fee. It's $20 to get into it, which most people hopefully can afford. With that, they get a t-shirt, they get a buff, they get an electronic bib, and they get a discount and 20% off in our clinics on non-prescription product. But more importantly, $5 for every sign-up goes directly to Easter Seals. And when you sign up, you have the option to not get any of the materials, but donate 100% to Easter Seals. Anybody can walk their distance. It's a personal challenge for you.
Welcome back. If you've ever been camping, you know one of the most special times of day is campfire time. This is especially true at Easter Seals Camp. I took this video a couple of years ago at Camp Marywood for their campfire and their camp song. Man, camp is camp, my friends. It is such a fantastic place. To see these kids there, they just take over. They can just be kids there. And it's also a chance for their parents to let them go.
Yeah, it gives them a break too. I think it gives their parents, like, really, in all honesty, it's like, okay, good, go to camp for a week, give me a break. No, but they also learn so many practical skills, and it's accessible. And that is the key word right there. It is accessible.
And it's the day, right? It starts with the flagpole and then announcements, and there's a riddle of the day, and then there's a little bit of a socializing before breakfast, then there's the breakfast, then there's cleaning up after breakfast, and then there's all the different activities. There's whitewater rafting, high ropes. The list goes on and on and on. And for 2 weeks or for 10 days, a child can just concentrate on being a kid. Mm-hmm. And not have to concentrate on everything else they have to concentrate on during the year. But alas, it's one of the victims of the COVID lockdown.
Yeah.
So last year they had to shut it down. I don't know what's going to happen this year. We can always keep a good thought, but we don't know.
And virtual camp is now a thing. And it's a chance for all of these kids who have met these other children. they
What's up,
never would
guys?
have formed before. It's a chance for them to now do this virtual camp and to see their friends again, which is amazing.
What's up, guys? How's it all going? Are you ready to hit the stage?
Oh, yes. Thank you so much for asking. I can't wait to get it.
The virtual camp was a new innovation that we started talking about as soon as we made the decision in April of 2020 to close camp for the summer.
I got out of bed and kept a calm head, tiptoed to the kitchen shaking. Then I turned on the light and saw a strange sight.
We developed a unique virtual platform, a unique website where campers could log in, they could go about their camp day, they could engage with each other, they could engage with camp staff, they could participate in camp activities, some live event sessions, watch videos, really just bringing as much of the camp experience as possible to them in this virtual world so that they could participate from home.
Yep, thumb in, D, E, and then N. See how my thumb is tucked in there and my two fingers are out.
Typically at our in-person camps, we would start the day with a little get-together around the flagpole, do a few activities, sing the national anthem before heading in to the dining hall for breakfast. It's a good way to gather the camp, get campers excited for the day. So we did try to emulate that with the virtual camp. Every morning there was a new short little video clip posted, our flagpole video, so campers could check that out whenever they started their day. It had a few activities, it highlighted the theme of the day, highlighted the feature programs for the day, any special announcements, gave campers a riddle of the day that they could try to solve to get points for their virtual cabin in the cabin competition. And then from there, they could go about their day whenever, participating in whatever activities, whenever it fit in their schedule. We incorporated virtual campfires into every week, which was always a highlight. We got volunteer staff, we got campers involved from across the country. And although we couldn't gather in person, it was still a really nice way to bring everyone together on a regular basis. While the costs look different and the needs of the program look different in the virtual setting, there are still those costs that need to be covered. And we were very fortunate in 2020 to have some grants and donations to help offset those costs, and something we're looking at going forward to continue to offer this program to our campers.
Yeah, it is an incredible program. It costs about $250 a day to send a kid to camp.
Yeah, it is a lot of money, but you know what? It is worth every cent. And when you see something like Coralie Jacobs, who just posted camp 10 days of not hearing, no, you can't. It's yes, you can.
It truly is. It truly is. If you ever have a chance to attend Easter Seals Camp as a guest, as a sponsor, I invite you to take them up on it. There's such a good feeling, such a wonderful, wonderful feeling there. And there is a lot that happens there that helps a kid not only be a kid, but helps a kid be a better person.
You have a bit of a family connection with this as well. I mean, I think you probably introduced this to your daughter.
Yeah, I'm proud to say my daughter worked as a nurse at Easter Seals Camp for a few years and now goes back and volunteers every summer. Wow. She met her husband there.
Wow.
And he goes back and volunteers every summer as well. The thing with camp, you have a hard time letting go of these camps. It truly is a magical place.
I feel like that's the same with just Easter Seals as a company. I was telling you, Kevin, that, my aunt now is working at Easter Seals. My mom, when she first was finishing university, she started working at Easter Seals. I had a part-time job when I was, I guess I was in my first year of university at Easter Seals. I didn't do a wonderful job, but I was working
I'm sure
there.
you did.
So thank you,
I'm
Easter
sure
Seals,
you did.
They're just great people. And they do such wonderful things, and it makes everybody want to be a part of them.
Now, they have had for as long as I can remember, an ambassador program. So they will get a child or children or two kids to represent Easter Seals. They used to be called Timmies and Tammies. They're now called the ambassadors, and there's a male and a female now every year. Before they would sort of alternate and share back and forth, but now there's a male and a female. We met Daniela a little bit earlier, but now I want to introduce you to the music man, Dante.
Hi everyone, this is Dante Wellington, and I'm the Easter Seals Ambassador. During lockdown, there has been many good things or bad things, but I'm trying to look at things in a positive perspective. I won't have to leave my house because it's not very accessible from the outside. In winter, it's like I can't really move around, right? Because it's all blocked off, sidewalks, snowbanks. If anything, it got a little better because I don't have to go outside to have to face those snow. I've been more independent since the lockdown because there's more things that are more accessible to me at home than outside. So I have a music program on my computer and I just make music, like songs, because it's fun and I like to do it. And my dad also producer too. Camp has been canceled this year and I missed the exploring adventures of camp, and it's fun going out to go to camp, but now we can't do that. I want to thank the supporters of Easter Seals because they're the ones that help our funding and help us get our equipment and make our life better. It doesn't really matter if you're disabled or not, because you're still really technically the same. I mean, you can't move around as much, but you're still the same people. I don't really feel any different to anyone else, because I know I'm like the same as everyone else, or because they're no different than me.
Wow. He talked about his music that he works on his computer. Would you like to listen to a bit of it?
I would absolutely love to hear some.
Okay, here's the music man. There you go. Maybe you could play some on indie.
You know what? I was just thinking my husband's in music publishing, and I feel like that could work really well in a movie or in a TV show, or you never know, right? You never know where music can land. So thank you, Dante, for your art and for creating. And yeah, it's beautiful.
Don't forget that there is a full list of 99 reasons and 99 ways that you can help Easter Seals. Go to their Twitter account at Easter Seals On. At Easter Seals, that means Ontario, at Easter Seals On, and that full list is there. Maybe you could start checking things off on how you can help them, because next year, in fact, tell you what, go look at number 99. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but go look at number 99.
Oh, you can't tell us that.
Yeah,
now.
no, you have to go to Easter Seals On because
Okay.
we need your help as well. So, final words, Josie.
I think my final words would be, thank you to Easter Seals for helping parents, helping kids, the independence, the confidence, and the hope Kevin, you were in my kitchen just earlier. We were we were social distance with masks. We were apart from each other. But you used the word hope many times, and that stuck with me a little bit. And I think that's what it is. It gives all of us hope that, we're going to have a better day tomorrow. And this has been hard. COVID has been really, really hard. So if you are somebody who is watching right now and you have something extra, and it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's a quarter to $100. And if you don't have money, you have your voice. You have your voice. So, tell people about Easter Seals. Tell people that there are other people going through a lot right now. And I think that's all I have to say.
Well, you know what? I started, probably the first time I ever worked on a telethon was about 37 years ago for Easter Seals. And There probably has not been a year gone by that I have not had something to do with Easter Seals. And to this day, and I miss the telethons. I'm hoping we can get back to telethons very, very soon. And I know it seems, over all that time, we've just been asking for money and asking for money. I have watched over those 37 years where your money's gone. And it's gone to good places. Mm-hmm. It has helped kids be kids, but it has helped kids turn into such wonderful adults. I see them now. I feel like a grandpa sometimes. I see these kids that come up to me they're not kids anymore, Your money is being used wisely. And your money makes people smile. Quite often I would ask people to make a donation for a kid to go to camp, and then pick a day in summer and set an alarm on your phone. And at that time, just stop and think about what your money is doing for a child somewhere, because it's doing something. It's a tough ask this year. If you can't help Easter Seals, then Easter Seals can't help someone who needs it. I encourage you, please, to think about it. Think about different ways. Look at that long list. Maybe there's something else you could do. Maybe you could just go to donate.easterseals.org right now. You can make a monthly donation. You can make a one-time donation. There's a whole bunch of different things that you can do. But if you're a parent, you know how important it is to know that your kid has a chance, has a fighting chance. And Easter Seals helps with that. They are good people. They are very good people. And to the Easter Seals parents out there, boy, this has been hell. You all deserve a medal for being above and beyond. And I know that sometimes it must come to the point where it is that breaking point. We're with you. We think about you. If we can send any strength your way, we do that right now. Stop and breathe and carry on, because it's worth it. It really is worth it. Your kid is worth it, right? So I want to thank Josie for being here and helping me. I want to thank Easter Seals, especially to Meredith and Kevin. I want to thank the Easter Seals kids, to our ambassadors. But most of all, I want to thank you, people who are making a difference, because we have to watch out for each other. And I usually do a show. In fact, I want to thank my viewers, because usually this is the time slot for my show, The Happy Molecule. And I'd like to, if I could, Josie, end off this show with the saying that I end off every show with when we're talking about mental health, because it applies here. So thank you for joining us tonight, and take care of yourself and take care of each other.